Hi students, I thought I'd make a quick video for you about assignment 3, just in case the last one was helpful. So quick overview, you're going to be finding your elected officials, which I'm going to show you how to do. You're going to write to at least one of them, your choice, and then you can either write a paper about it, I think I said 3 to 5 pages, or you can make a video about it. So let's first I want to say, if you don't know who your elected, or if you do know who your elected officials are, that's great. But if you don't know who they are, that's totally fine and very common. In my experience, most people don't. So no, not a big deal. So the first thing you want to do is pull up a search engine like Google, Yahoo, whatever. So here we go. And then type in elected officials and your state name. Here, when I did that, it brought it up this website that helps us do that. But if for your state you have any trouble at all, just let me know and I'll help you figure it out. So for us in Alabama, we'll go up here and type in an address. I'm just going to type in the address of the school, 1 Harrison Plaza in Florence. So I click that, and then we go over here and we have our elected officials. So the ones that I've asked you in the directions for are at the federal level. I want to know who are your senators and who is your federal representative. So for us that live close to the school, we've got Senator Shelby, Senator Tuberville, and Representative Brooks. I also asked you to find your governor and your lieutenant governor. And then you go down a bit, again, if you're in Alabama, and I asked you for your state level senator and your state level representative. So, I think those are the only ones I've asked you to find. So hopefully you see that's very easy. It'll take you less than a minute. So let me pull up the directions again. Okay. And then regardless of whether or not you're doing, if you're going to do a video or if you're going to do a paper, I want you to follow an outline. So the first thing I want you to do is just give an intro. You should be very used to doing these by now. You'll talk, just summarize your community and 1 or 2 of the problems that you've been talking about this semester. Whatever you feel comfortable sharing, I'm interested in what you already knew about your elected officials. Were you an expert? You knew them all by name? Did you know 1 or 2 of them, or was this all new? Again, if you're embarrassed for whatever reason, if you don't feel like talking about that, let me know and I can come up with an alternate section for you to write about. And then I want you to actually list who your representatives are in the next section. Just like I said, I want you to find your senators at the federal level, your representative at the federal level, state governor, state lieutenant governor, senators, and representative. And just so you know, many states have, that's what they're called, senator and representative, but some states have different names. So if you're in a state and it says something like delegate or assemblyman, that's the same thing as the representative. Not the exact same thing, but it's very similar. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so you're just gonna list those and also list your zip code. Hopefully that's not too personal of information. That's just so I can double check and make sure that you have accurate information. Because again, sometimes this stuff can be confusing. Just wanna make sure you're on the right track. And then I want you to write your letter. It doesn't have to be fancy, you know, do the best you can. And I want you to you can write them about a variety of things. Some of you in the policy section wrote about a law that is forthcoming. Like, I think it was the person who wrote about the hospice community, wrote about a law forthcoming, or that's being proposed. It's not a guarantee that it'll pass, but it's being proposed to help caregivers. I think it's called the CARE Act. So if I were that student, I would probably write about that law and say, hey, this is something I really care about. How do you feel about this law? Do you support it? Do you oppose it? Do you not care? Don't say that. But you know, so it really can be pretty short, a paragraph, I would say, or it can be expansive if you have a lot you want to talk to them about. But basically, I just want you to reach out. 1, tell them how you feel, and 2, try to ask how they feel. Again, whether they support the law, oppose, or are neutral. You don't have to write about a specific law. If you want, you can just talk to them and say, hey, I'm a constituent. That means you live in their district. This is an issue I care a lot about. Can you tell me, is there anything you're doing for my community, or are there any laws being proposed that you know of that will benefit my community? Something like that. So you're just talking to them about your community and trying to make some connection. And I do want you to ask them something. It can be, like I said, a variety of things. If you're at all confused about this, just email me and we'll talk about it. Okay. So then if you're making if you're writing a paper, you'll include the letter in your paper. And if you're making a video, you'll just email me your letter. If you do a physical letter, you can take a picture of the letter and email me the picture. The reflection, just what this process was like. Was it interesting? Was it not interesting? Was it helpful? Alternatively, you can reflect on the whole semester. Did you learn something that you found really interesting? Did you really like assignment 2? Did you hate assignment? You know, whatever you want. You know how to do reflections by now. And then wrap it up. So just one last thing. If you're doing a video, sorry, it's the end of the workday for me. I would appreciate it if you do transitions, right? So don't just say, I am Bob, I didn't know anything before, now I know something, these are, you know, if you can say, you know, okay, first I'm going to do an introduction and then talk, and say, next I'm going to tell you what I knew before this assignment. And then next, I'm going to tell you who my representatives, right? So you're still using an outline, because otherwise, if you just talk one thing into the next, it will be very confusing for me and hard for me to grade you. And in my personal experience, I like to make things as easy as possible for the people who are grading me. That's my personal perspective. Let's see, anything else I want to tell you about this? I think that's it. Like I said, hopefully you saw that finding your elected officials can be very easy. If you're in Alabama, it certainly is. I showed you an example of that. And like I said, if you're not in Alabama and you have any trouble at all, just let me know and I'm happy to walk you through it. And I think that that is it. As always, please email me anytime if you're confused, if you're stuck. Unfortunately, we're going to be coming up towards the end of the semester, so I can't give you too much time because I have to get your grades turned around very quickly after the semester ends. But I do have a little bit of wiggle room, so if for whatever reason you're not going to be able to finish this weekend, I can definitely give you some time if you need it. So email me, it's not a problem. All right, I think that's it. You take care and email me with any questions. Bye.